How's it going, guys? So over the past few days, I tried to resurrect Cast on Crit, Forbidden Right, but I failed. Now, I could spend more currency, but when you start reaching hundreds upon hundreds of divines and the build still feels pretty bad, I decided to call it quits. Now, I'm gonna bitch a little bit because trying to make it work was so painful. So, what changed over the past few leagues? Number one, we lost projectiles on a helmet, which means substantially less damage, right? So if one of your projectiles dealt, let's say 2 million DPS, or you added 2 more proj to your helmet, you used your flask, that's literally 4 times as much DPS, right? However, because we lost the helmet, only additional projectiles you get from Dying Flask. Now you might be saying, oh, but what if you swap Empower for, let's say, Awaken GMP or anything like that? That would work for single target, but it would be much, much worse for what this build is the best for, farming simulacrums and delving. So I thought to my head, okay, I'm just gonna make this socket white and I'm gonna just swap it, right? If I find a juicy rare, quick swap a Reno. If I die in Delve, I cannot pick up the gem ever again, but let's ignore that, right? And I found the second issue, that was the mana. So I tried to find every single thing to reduce mana. I divined both of my rings perfectly, catalyzed them up. I spec'd additional point instead, I gave up 1 point here, and I got additional 1% or 2% of reduced mana cost of skills. Still not enough. I found pretty decent eye, like this is like one of the best eyes that for this build I could find. Divine it to perfectly. Still not enough. I gave up 1 slot and 2 additional points to get more reduced mana cost. Still doesn't work. And I allocated additional point, which is now up to like 5. So all the 5 points I gave away so I can cast all the skills. With the Empower, I need to spend 5 mana, which is with this pool enough. But if I would put in GMP, there's no way I can sustain that. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the build, unfortunately. When it comes to tankiness, it's amazing. Like, I crafted amazing gear. This was so lucky when I AUG Fizz and I hit the best physical damage reduction. Then I X-slammed best hybrid for this build. I was very excited, but it's just not enough. Now, I tried to think of other ways, like replacing +2 chaos with minus mana cost. I tried to make these rings, which costed me like 50-60 divines. I burned through, all of these, trying to make reduced mana cost and minus mana. But as I said, I already gave up 1 slot, 5 skill points. Potentially, if I would make a pretty decent ring, I would have to give up movement speed flask to get more res, because it would fuck up my res. And I would not be able to have Kalandra's touch with +1 power charge ring. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna call it a quits. It's not worth, like, if you start, giving away like 1 or 2 points is fine, but I already reached a point where I'm spending so much to try to make it work at the level that it used to work, right? Now, if I found perfect ring, what I would do is I would get +1 power charge ring, try to make this one +8, because now you can make it +8. You would potentially lose the endurance charges, but getting +8 skills would mean that my Forbidden Right would have additional 4 levels, which is like 37. That would be so good. It would really feel very, very nice. There's new enchant as well. So the people who know, we used to use Crown of the Inward Eye, and the one that gave you a lot of spell damage, you can just anoint. Then you tattoo maximum energy shield, which gives you more energy shield and more damage. It's great, but as I said, I just started giving too much stuff for, you know, possibility of playing this build that I decided to give up on it. If there's someone who think that they can make it work without all of these things, go for it. Only way I can think of making this build work is just give up on ES, pick up Eldritch Battery, throw away the shield, craft cast when stunned, put life on every single piece of gear, and spec more into life nodes, which will again make you give up more and more points to pick up more life for survivability. So that's where this build is right now. And yeah, I'm gonna try something a little bit different, but I just wanted to give you guys an update because I promised that. And I kept it under 6 minutes. There you go. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.